Yeah, so I haven't really seen anybody talking about, wanting like Kingdom Hearts on the Microsoft platform. I've seen a lot of people on Wii U wanting it. I think eventually Square Enix, especially if the sales don't pick up, I think eventually Square Enix will put Kingdom Hearts on the Wii U. So it's just all a matter of how Nintendo does things. If the sales improve, and if they see what the fans say, so hopefully that they do, because I think it'd be a travesty if Kingdom Hearts 3 never came to Wii U. So Uzumaki kind of has one more question. Also, why the heck did Xbox One get this game? Nintendo had a few Kingdom Hearts titles on the handhelds. Please reply. Okay, yeah. So I talked about it. Xbox One got this game because I think there's something going on. Like Square Enix has this Western mindset. Like I said, I already talked about it a little bit. Yeah, and I firmly believe that Nintendo deserves this game. I think that Nintendo fans have proved that they would buy Kingdom Hearts, and Microsoft fans haven't really been exactly buying Japanese games on the Xbox 360. Metal Gear Rising, which is a popular franchise. Metal Gear didn't even sell on the Xbox 360. Final Fantasy X-2 and Final Fantasy did not sell very well. The first one sold okay, but then X-2 did not sell very well on the Xbox 360. So I'm not sure if the Microsoft fans even want these JRPGs that are coming to their system. We'll see. I think Square Enix is in for a big shock when they realize that people don't necessarily want them, and I think that we'll get ports. Maybe not Final Fantasy 15, but I think Kingdom Hearts is going to come to the Wii U. I think. All right, and I think I have one more question here from the same guy, Uzumaki-kun. Oh, actually no, it's the same question. That's actually it. Actually, wait a minute. No, there's a page 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, the page 2 isn't as long. It's long, but it's not as long. Okay, so page 2 here. This is from Krubele Yilama. Oh man, that's a hard name. How much did the Wii U sell in October? Also, what are your thoughts on Super Mario 3D World? Graphics, gameplay, music. From what we've seen so far, how will it do this holiday season in terms of software sales and helping the Wii U hardware sales? Okay, so how much did the Wii U sell in October? There's no actual sales data. All we know is that the 3DS sold 462,000 units or something like that, something over 450,000 units. The Xbox 360 sold 166,000 units. And then there's rough estimates from a guy on NeoGAF who usually gets some of the right. And the rough estimates puts the Wii U around 50 to 60,000 units, somewhere in that range. The PS3 under, I think, 100,000 units to 120,000, something like that. So the Wii U, just guessing off the top of there, maybe 60, 70,000 units, I'm not sure. Now, those are rough estimates. Doesn't mean it's 100% true, and those don't track everything. So my estimates would be from all the sales as far as, I'm thinking you're talking about MPD, as far as October goes. My rough estimate would probably be somewhere in the 70 to 90,000 range as far as online retailers and everything combined, which isn't necessarily great, but is not necessarily bad. And I think going into this holiday season, it's going to get better. Super Mario 3D World, I think from a software standpoint, I think pretty much everybody who bought New Super Mario Bros. Is going to buy Super Mario 3D World. I can see the game selling, as far as America and Japan, selling at least opening week, at least well over a 1.5 million. That's what I would think that it would sell. Definitely well over 1.5 million. It should do very well. I think it'll bump hardware sales up to good amounts. Now, I don't think it's going to sell like crazy. I don't think you're going to see like Nintendo sell like 7 million Wii U's this holiday season, but I definitely think there'll be a couple million push from America and from Europe and from Japan. Super Mario 3D World is definitely going to pull some more. So we will see. We will see. All right. Next question here is from Thor Tempest. Francis, I really wanted to ask what you feel about the issues people are having with the PS4. What do you think? What do you think that Sony should be dealt with, knowing the fact that their hardware isn't fully ready yet? Well, I talked about this already. I think it sucks, and I think that the people who bought the PS4 at the beginning deserve better. But at the same time, I kind of already knew this was going to happen. A lot of people already said that because Microsoft and Sony haven't really proved that they can build HD consoles from launch that aren't faulty. They have not proved that. And Nintendo didn't prove it either. But at the same time, we all knew Nintendo's system was quiet, was smaller, was not as powerful, and we knew that they took way longer to get into the HD era. So the fact that this was their first HD system, they had a lot of time to really think about it and develop the system. And from everything that I played, when I played at the Wii U, it ran real quiet, and it's a smaller system. But as far as with Sony and the PS4, I think it sucks. And And it's definitely going to hurt them in sales-wise. Sony's going to have a big issue on their hands, and it seems like a lot of people, especially on those Amazon consumer pages, are complaining. So yeah, they got a problem, and I don't know what they're going to do. They need to start working on the PS4 Slim, or they need to start working on a revision like Microsoft did with their Falcon chips and stuff. So we'll see. All right, Nothing129 has another question. I'm planning to get the PS4 late 2014 or spring in 2015. Do you think there will be a price drop or even a PS4 Slim at the time? 2015, there could be some type of price drop or Slim. Yeah, I would say wait. I would say wait as long as you can, and I would say wait till a Slim. And the reason why I'm saying wait till a Slim is because of the faulty PS4 hardware that's been going around. Now, I don't know if it's going to be all, I'm not sure if it's like 100% of the units. It's not 100% of the units that's been affected. There are PS4s that work just fine, work great, no problem. But still, I don't know if you want to take that risk. You should be able to buy a system and have no risk of it working or no risk of it failing. So I would wait till there's a PS3 Slim, and I think there's going to be a price drop. Yeah, I think it's going to be, it can definitely be $350 by 2 years from now, 2015. Yeah, I would wait. I'm waiting. So yeah, wait for a price drop or wait for a revision. I would wait for more of a revision than a price drop. But usually, if there's a revision, there's going to be a price drop. So yeah. All right. Izzy asks one question: What would, in your opinion, please describe, be the ultimate commercial that would have gamers and non-gamers alike wanting a Wii U? Seen as though the marketing or lack thereof has been questionable on Nintendo's part by many of their fans, which is true. There is no one commercial that say, I want this, it's games. I don't know, there's no commercial. There's no PS4 commercial that said, oh, I want a PS4. People just want graphics, and for PS4 fans and Xbox One fans, they just want that stuff. I don't think there's one commercial that could do anything, and I think people are over like stating the actual commercials of marketing. Even like Levelhead said, like, oh well, if Nintendo marketed the game, even without games, if Nintendo did more marketing, they could have sold 10 million units by then, which is absolutely preposterous in my opinion. I do not think you can get by just marketing your system, or marketing anything. Like for instance, like the Surface tablet from Microsoft. That had tons of marketing all over TV. They didn't sell crap. They needed a price cut. They needed more compelling apps. They needed more stuff. They needed more functionality. You need content for anything of yours to sell. If the PS4 and Xbox One were marketed out the yin-yang, but COD wasn't coming for it, but Assassin's Creed wasn't coming for it, for all these games wasn't coming for it, no, it would not sell. It would not sell. It would not sell. You could market something all you want to. You need content. You need content. Now, Nintendo could have marketed better and sold more, yes, but you need content. And for Nintendo's identity is first-party content, and they lacked first-party content for a long time. If you're gonna count, you can't really count Nintendo, or not. You can count Nintendo. You can't really count Monster Hunter and Lego City. Those weren't necessarily Nintendo. Pikmin was it was. From launch to Pikmin. Pikmin came out in July and in August. So look at how big of a gap. When Pikmin came out, that's when the sales started to go up. And then Legend of Zelda came out, sales started to go up. Now Super Mario 3D World, sales will go up. So the more content Nintendo brings to the system, along with the marketing, then that's when things are going to pick up. Not stupid commercials. Commercials are one thing, but content is another. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't see any commercials for Pokemon on the DS or on the Game Boy. I just heard about it in a gaming magazine, and everybody started buying Pokemon. I don't remember seeing any commercials for the original Pokemon on Game Boy. Now I'm thinking that there's commercials, but a lot of people just bought it based off of word of mouth and on magazines. Okay, so Nintendo needs games. Nintendo needs games, not commercials. I mean, commercials, like I said, help along with games. Maybe tell people of the game. But if you don't have games, your system's not going to sell, plain and simple. And that's what happened in that gap. Now Nintendo has more games, so now their commercials are selling. Now that the commercials bring out the commercials, now the games are coming out, now the system sells more. So no, I don't think there's any one commercial that can magically say, everybody's going to want a Wii U. No, there needs to be multiple games all the time, coming out every single month or every 2 months. You need first party, you need Smash Bros, you need Zelda, you need Mario Kart, you need the games that people want. When those games come out, the system sells more, plain and simple. There's no one commercial Nintendo could do. Alright, another question from Kurible Yilama. I don't know how to say his name. How many console gens do you think are left before they die, or will the consoles forever flourish? I don't know. Will gaming become irrelevant? I don't know about these whole God doomsday type of things. Yeah, so I don't know about these questions. So I don't know how many console generations it's going to be. I have no clue. Let's just see how things play out. Morphball87, cool name. Hey, look, listen. Do you believe that these greedy gaming corporations will cause another gaming crash with all the DRM, unfinished games, extreme bias? Somewhat, yeah, it could. Especially if every company starts handing handouts, and then Microsoft and Sony lose money, and they can't pay them, and then all sorts of other stuff happens, and yeah, it could happen, but we will see. Another question from Yulama. I'm not even going to say the first part. When do you think Shannon will show off Fast Racing Neo, and how do you think the graphics will compare to PS4 graphics? I think Shannon will show off Fast Racing Neo either in December or in January at a Nintendo Direct, or with some Nintendo Direct, something like that. And I think they'll be very comparable to similar games on the PS4. So like a Wipeout or something like that comes on the PS4, downloadable again. I think it'll be very similar. Dinga asks, what types of gameplay elements are you hoping to see in Metroid on the Wii U? What should they make? Should they make a game similar to Prime, or do you think they should do it with other M? I think they should make a game that's similar to Prime. And I talked about the elements that I would like for the gamepad integration. Bay 2 on Wii U for life. My first question, what was your thought on the Rosalina unlockable... Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! What was your thought on the Rosalina unlockable character in Super Mario 3D World? And what was my thought? First of all, cool, whatever. She's in the game. That's great. And do you think that Nintendo and Square Enix will have a winning combination when they launch Bravely Default on the 3DS and 2DS? Yes, I think people are really going to respond to that, and I think it's going to do very well. And do you think it's going to surpass the sales of Super Mario RPG on the Super NES? On the Super Mario RPG on the Super NES? I don't know. I don't remember how much Super Mario RPG sold, so I don't know if it'll surpass the sales or not, to be honest. Keep up the most fantastic work on your site, buddy. You're doing an excellent job delivering the news. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to sell more. I just know that I think it's going to do very well. I'm going to buy it. Alright, and then one of them, next question. I got to take a piss 23. Alright, I have a few questions for you, Francis. Firstly, what do you think of the Attack on Titan game coming to Nintendo 3DS? I think it looks pretty cool. For me, considering I am a huge Attack on Titan fan, I wish Nintendo would get rid of region locking on the 3DS just so I can play the damn game and see if it's any good. And for a 3DS game, this looks too good for a 3DS game. Secondly, as far as region locking goes, there's a reason why they do it. Yeah, that'd be great if Nintendo didn't region lock. It'd be cool. Secondly, if you have watched the new South Park episode on the console war, on a scale of 1 to 10, how accurate was it to you? It was very accurate. I'd probably say a 9. Personally, I thought it was completely spot on with everything, and it also gave me the feeling that I was watching some prologue to the South Park RPG coming next year, which I think it is somewhat. And finally, if you can get rid of a console manufacturer, who would you get rid of, and what company would you replace them with? Now look, I don't want any company to get rid of, or I don't want anybody to lose their jobs or anything like that. But to be honest, Microsoft just does things that really baffle my mind. Sony does things that really baffle, but Microsoft is too expensive. Microsoft is extremely greedy. Sony's greedy with their stuff. Every company is, but Microsoft is. Like I talked about the Xbox One. Like, what is with the prices? Like, why do complete games cost $80 for? You get Forza, it has less cars, and they charge you for more DLC cars. I don't get that. I don't get the $500 price tag on their system. I don't get the forcing of Kinect. I don't get the forcing of Xbox paygating behind a paywall for Netflix. Anybody that buys an Xbox One should be able to use Netflix. If you have a Netflix account, you should be able to use that on your Xbox One without having to go through a paywall. Like, I don't understand that. So in my opinion, I would not shed too many tears if Microsoft left and Valve replaced them, because Valve gives you, of course, it's a PC type, so you can access Netflix or whatever. The online gameplay is free. Steam is so good as far as how they do. They have a family sharing plan, and they're not charging you anything for it. There's no, crazy DRM things that they're doing. There's offline modes. So Yeah, I would say Microsoft if I had to. Now, I don't want anybody to lose their job. I don't want Microsoft to just leave out of nowhere. But if a gun to my head had to, I would replace Valve with Microsoft, or I'd replace Microsoft with Valve in a heartbeat. All right. Next, Wii U Mad Gamers. What's up, Wii U Mad? Do you think Michael always wrong about Nintendo Pachter will finally shut his mouth about Nintendo if the PS4 and Xbox One are outsold by the Wii U this holiday season? No, he won't. Because he never does. You know, no. He damaged, like Ricard Giuliani saying right here, he damage controlled the 3DS. You know, he said that the Vita is going to take its market share, and I'm pretty sure he thought the Vita was going to do better, and that he damage controls for the 3DS. So no, I don't think he'll damage control for Sony and Microsoft. Say, oh well, their systems are more expensive. When they get cheaper, the Wii U is going to get blown out. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, he'll spin things the way that he wants to spin it. Next question. Rob B. Kignoxis? Rob 1. Why do you think Nintendo, or who do you think Nintendo will next partner up with as far as publishing a game like they did with Platinum Games? Since third-party support is slim, this is needed to help the Wii U's library, or to round out the Wii U's library. Who do I think next? Miss Walker would be another person as far as their next big partnership with as far as the game goes. I would say after Miss Walker, I would probably say the most possible candidate is Namco Bandai, because they're working with them on Smash Bros. And they could possibly be doing something else working with them on another one. So I'd probably say Namco Bandai. We already know that they're partnering with Sega, but Namco Bandai would be the next big one that I would say. Or if not Namco Bandai, then Capcom. All right. Next, serious question from OG. Do you believe that the 3DS, 2DS poses a danger in potential sales of Wii U? No, I don't. Thinking about it from a soccer mom or grandparent's perspective, okay, and then he goes on to talk about that. No, if that's the case, then the 3DS and the 2DS is a threat to every single other system out on the market, which it could be. And he says basically, oh well, he's not saying that the Wii U can't sell more this holiday, but it could be larger if the 3DS isn't such a juggernaut. Well, you can't. If you're Nintendo, you can't say, oh, well, we're going to potentially cut back on one so this other thing can do well. Nintendo needs to bring out more software. If Nintendo had Mario Kart, Super Mario 3D World, and Smash Bros. All launching in 3 months back to back to back, the Wii U would be selling like crazy right now. It's all about content and it's all about the games. The 3DS is doing so well because it has the most content. Nintendo needs to just bring out more content, and that's when they'll get their sales. The 3DS has more content for it right now than the Wii U. Therefore, the Wii U is not going to sell as much as the 3DS. The 3DS has more content than the Xbox One and the PS4. For the 3DS is going to sell more than the Xbox One and the PS4. It's plain and simple. There's no other way to get around it. When the Wii U and when Nintendo decide to bring more content to the system, they will get those sales. You cannot worry about the 3DS and 2DS, and I don't think that that's impacting it at all. Even coming from a grandma or parent's perspective who says, you know, this, if a kid says, I want Mario Kart, they're gonna, most of the time, they'll get their Mario Kart. So, no, I don't think it's a big thing. And I don't think it's taking it away. And if it is, that's something that's unavoidable. There's nothing, and it's affecting every single console in the market. It's something that you just can't get away from. So there's no point in even bringing it up, really. All right, Terminator Juice. What's up, Terminator Juice? I've been featuring his videos on my website, and this guy's a fantastic YouTuber. So make sure you check out and subscribe to his channel. Next, he says, "Hey Francis, I was wondering." This is still from Terminator Juice. "Hey Francis, I was wondering what you think about the fact that most third-party Wii U games aren't available on store shelves. This is a problem. And why do you think publishers have chosen to not have plenty of copies available for consumers?" I think it's crap. I have went to the game stores and I have not seen, there's times where I haven't seen Splinter Cell, there's times where I haven't seen Resident Evil Revelations, there's times where I haven't seen Mass Effect 3, there's times where I haven't even seen like newer games that come like Rayman Legends, there's times where I haven't even seen so many games. And I remember when I first bought Metroid Prime, or Metroid Prime 3, the person at Target didn't, I bought it at Circuit City. No wonder why they're out of business now. I bought it at Circuit City. The person at Circuit City didn't even have it out. I asked them, I was like, hey, I'm here to get Metroid Prime Corruption 3. And they were like, what? I was like, Metroid Prime Corruption. And I went over, and I didn't see it on the shelf, so I went up there and asked them. And then I was like, and they went and got it from the back of me, and I was like, you guys should put that out. A lot of people are probably going to buy the game. And she just gave me like a really smug look. Whatever. I'm just like, oh my god, these people are idiots. Some of these people that work at these stores, they need to make sure they have these games out available on shelves. Some of them are on the back, sometimes they don't get stocked. Now, what are my opinion on publishers choosing not to have it on there? I think it's crap. And I think that some of them are sabotaging their own game sales, and then they complain. So I think it's crap, and I think that's something that needs to change. But that's more of the reason why Nintendo needs to worry about themselves. Because I always see Nintendo games, for the most part, as far as now, out on the shelves, because Nintendo makes sure that those games are out on the shelves. But yeah, Nintendo needs to make sure that they have their games, and they need to make sure that these retailers are putting their games out. I mean, I'll give you another example. I went to go pick up the Wonderful 101. It wasn't even out on shelves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even out. I had to go from the back and get it. It wasn't even out. The game was already out in stores. I went there to pick it up in the morning, and they didn't even have it out on the shelf. They had a poster with it, and the guy was like, "Oh, is it out?" I didn't even know. So I mean, these publishers and these game developers, they need to make sure that they have their content out. These retailers need to make sure they have their content out, and the Wii U sales would be better. But I think it's horrible, and hopefully it changes when the Wii U picks up more sales. All right. This next question comes from FHHVS. All right, Francis. What do you expect from the new 3D Mario Adventure, Super Mario 3D World? I expect it to be awesome, and I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff on that. So stay tuned. I expect it to be at least nothing less than a 9 out of 10. So very good. Saint Nicholas, who says I'm not credible, by the way. This is what I'm talking about. People who make fun of me on YouTube. I'm not trying to call you out or nothing, Saint Nicholas, but he said I'm not credible, and now you're coming on and asking me things and coming to my website. What does my opinion matter? I'm not credible. Anyway, I'm not trying to call you out, man. Thank you. I appreciate you coming to the site. I appreciate you asking your question. But I mean, you can at least be nice to me if you're going to come on and ask me questions. You can at least think I'm credible if you're going to do that. What is your favorite Nintendo exclusive, Sony exclusive, and Xbox exclusive? Thanks. My favorite Nintendo exclusive, as far as like just pure game wise, going back to, I don't know, would be Super Nintendo, would be I guess Chrono Trigger, but I guess Chrono Trigger's on the PlayStation 2. So my favorite exclusive, so I guess franchise would probably be Pokemon, the Pokemon series for Nintendo. My favorite exclusive for Sony would be Metal Gear Solid 4? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4. And my favorite exclusive, or can we go back to the PS2 days maybe? Like Ratchet and Clank, some of those were really good. I like God of War 2. God of War 2 was awesome. So maybe God of War franchise, or Metal Gear Solid 4. One of those two for Sony. And for Microsoft, I love the Halo 1 on the Xbox. That's probably my favorite. So Halo, I liked Halo 2 on the Xbox. I didn't like Halo 3, didn't like Halo 4, didn't like Halo Reach that much, didn't like Halo ODST. Yeah, I don't like Halo anymore. But Halo 1 and 2 were awesome. And I love the original Fable. Fable was very good. And Mass Effect 2 is not an exclusive anymore, but when it was, Mass Effect 2 probably would have been my favorite exclusive. So yeah. Alright, good question. Next, some random TARP guy. Francis, is Nintendo and Square Enix going to team up to make Super Mario RPG? Probably not, no. What improvement would you want to see and would you buy? I would buy it if they did do it, but it's probably not going to happen. You're probably, the closest thing you're going to get is the Mario and Luigi, you know, the Superstar Saga, like those games, Mario and Luigi Dream Team, those are the closest you're going to get to that. And what improvements would I want to see? I would just like to see the game. I would just love to see those characters come back, Mallow and all them, and Gino, and I would just like to see more enhanced battle mechanics, maybe real-time strategy, or not real-time strategy, real-time mechanics mixed in with the turn-based would be great. So yeah. Another question. If Sony is willing to bring back classic games that made the PlayStation brand well known, what would it be? Legend of Dragoon, 100% Legend of Dragoon. If Nintendo made a wacky, fun fishing with a lot of replay value and fun and tedious, would you warrant the purchase? Wacky, fun fishing? No, I don't want a fishing game. Do you think using old tech has its advantages over new tech? Old tech reliable? Yes. Using old tech has its advantages over new tech. Like the Wii U is not necessarily 100% like, new tech. It's older tech, but it's very reliable, it's stable, and Nintendo's not having any problems. Xbox 360 and PS3 had their problems with new cutting edge tech. For the most part, the PS4 has its problems with its tech right now. So yeah, there's definitely many advantages. The 3DS is very stable. I have not had any issues with the 3DS at all. No problems, and I think the hardware failure rates for the 3DS are very small. So yeah, if Palutena was in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, would you pick her if she was versatile like Princess Peach? No, I don't like Princess Peach, and I would not pick her. I like more of the fast, quicker characters, and I think she'd be a little bit slower. All right, some random. Okay, he actually fixed some of his problems there. Okay, next question. Uncanny. Okay, I gotta get off this. There we go. Uncanny Omnimut, or Uncanny something. What is your take on the fan reactions to Retro Studios? I often see people claim they want Retro to make Zelda, Mario, yet there's no indication that they would be any good at making these. Okay, so I see what you're saying. My reactions is people just want games. I think people just really want games. Everybody just needs to chill, let people think that they want to. Think what they want to. Retro Studios has proven that they can take an old franchise and make it, and enhance it, and add new mechanics and make it fun, like they did with Metroid and like they did with Donkey Kong. They are good at taking old Nintendo franchises and making them new and making them play better or more fun, or for the most part, or adding in new mechanics. And so that's why people want to see Retro do that. So I have no problem with that. It's just when they start getting unrealistic, with their expectations and stuff, is when I'm just like, whatever, But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If people want that, that's fine. Do you think it is giving Retro undue credit by comparing them to Rareware? No, I think they're both, Rareware and Retro are both great studios that have both helped Nintendo out. I think Retro has proved that they can make great games just like Rareware. They haven't made as many, but they've proved that they can make great games that have 90s averages on Metacritic and that sell well. Donkey Kong Country sold really well. Metroid sold okay for what it is, and yeah. So I think they've proved that they're very competent. Now they haven't made as many classics as Rareware, but they're still, they're similar in the same right. American company making, taking older franchises or taking sometimes classic franchises and making good games out of them. So it's not a big deal. I think they're good. All right. Next question, Darren. Hey Francis, love the show. Thank you. I like the users. I got a Wii U on launch day and never regretted it. My problem though is that the media and the negative press they've been giving the system, even the 3DS2 in the UK, despite it being the best selling, it hardly gets any coverage here. So I'd like to ask, how damaging is all the undeserved negative press for Nintendo as they attempt to put the right and the wrongs with the Wii U in its first year? Yeah, it's definitely damaging. There's definitely people out there that are not buying the Wii U because they see and hear so many negative things about the graphics or about game lineup or things like that, and how the press isn't giving Nintendo a fair shot with their game lineup as far as when it comes to certain games, or just flat out just being lazy reviews or stuff like that. So yeah, it's very damaging. With the 3DS in the UK, I mean, obviously, Nintendo makes a certain type of games, and the people that are very vocal about those games in the UK, they don't want to hear. They want shooters, they want FIFA, and those are not the primary places. 3DS isn't the primary place to play that. So of course, they're going to negatively, talk about the 3DS or negatively, try to impact it in some way. I think it sucks, and I think that it's like I said, it's definitely damaging. But if there's one thing Nintendo can do, they can do a better job as far as with themselves, marketing themselves better and releasing more games. The more games Nintendo releases, the more you can break through the stupidity of the mainstream media and the stupidity of fanboys and trolls, people that are just trying to make things really bad for Nintendo. So Nintendo needs to do a better job of releasing games, and then at the same time, the press and the media need to stop being so freaking biased, and trolls need to shut up. So. That's how it is right now. Nintendo needs to release more games, and I think the trends will reverse. All right, next question. Madman asks, would you like to see a Majora's Mask remake on 3DS or Wii U? Honestly, no. I would want it on Wii U since it's my favorite game, and I would also prefer a real remake with different character models, orchestrated music, and all that, not just a simple upscale. True. I understand there's a lot of people who are asking for something like this, but I don't like Majora's Mask. It's too much. There's just too much other things in there. There's just like the mask and just all the different transforming into different. I don't like it. I don't like Majora's Mask, and I mean, if one was to happen, that's great. If one was to happen for Wii U, like they did like Wind Waker HD, I'd probably buy it just to see if I like it again. But I mean, I don't necessarily want it. I would take a remake of Twilight Princess over that, or I'd even take a remake of Skyward Sword over that. I don't like Majora's Mask. So, but if it was to happen, I'd still buy it. I'd still buy it if it was to happen. All right. And the last question of the day is from Dylan Wins. Hey Francis, I got two small questions and a topic. Who was your favorite squad mate in Mass Effect 2? Oh, my favorite squad mate. Yours was Thane. Mine was also, I'd probably say Thane, or I would say Miranda. One of those two, Thane or Miranda, were my favorite. They're both really good though. Miranda can be really good if you know how to evolve her powers. And Thane is also very good as well. I also like Garrus. He's also fantastic. So, but I'd probably, if I had to rate them, I would probably say Thane and Miranda are tied, and Garrus would be next. And number two, what made you want to create this site in the first place? I have a few ideas why, but I want to hear it from you. Well, the biggest thing for me is I love gaming. That's my passion. Gaming is my passion. I would like to create. I want to do that. And I've worked at many different places for bosses, and I was getting kind of tired of just being able to having to do what they wanted to do. I wanted to have my own business, and my own businesses. So that's why I decided to do this and do some of the other ventures that I'm doing. So that's the reason why. But yeah, mainly because one, because I love gaming. Two, because I wanted to be my own boss. And three, because I really was getting tired of the major media and other blogosphere and people hating on Nintendo so much, and I wanted to create a community of people who love gaming, who love Nintendo, and who won't bash the hell out of Nintendo for stupid things like graphics and stuff like that, and dumb things, and would be objective about Nintendo, but also like multi-platform games too, also love gaming, so that's be Sony and Microsoft and other platforms as well. So those are the three reasons why. And as far as the topic goes too, so we'll discuss that a little bit. All right, so I pretty much ran through all of you guys' user questions, and so yeah, that was fantastic. This is going to be a crazy show to edit. Guys, don't expect this to go up for a while. This is going to be a crazy show to edit, man. This is going to be fun editing. My editor is going to explode, actually. All right, so next, I have a few main topics, good ones that I picked out. So sorry if you don't get your main topic answered, but Ricard Giuliani, he had a topic that I wanted to discuss. So we're going to get to that in the next segment here. All right, and we are back after my short break to talk about the main topic here. And the main topic, the first one is going to be from Ricard Giuliani, and he wants me to talk about the potential game drought that Xbox One and PS4 are going to have compared to the Wii U drought. And this is, I'll tell you what he has to say. He says, if the Wii U supposedly didn't have any games, then the PS4 and Xbox One are doomed to the same fate, if not worse. The Wii U had 37 games released before the holidays, and then didn't have a release for 80 days. The Xbox One is launching with 22 games, but won't have a release after that for 94 days. The PS4 has 27 games released before the holidays, all of them today, which was the 15th, and won't have a release for 101 days. The Wii U drought is nothing compared to the real next-gen drought. More games to begin with, and a shorter drought. It could even be argued that the Wii U should tack on a couple weeks for better games. Original drought lift by Spider-Man. But then you would have to do the same for the Xbox One and PS4, which would make it even worse. Drought lift is when dev hell cross next-gen thief. If you take the next big release for the PS4, it adds almost an entire month of waiting for Infamous. Xbox One even fares better with Titanfall, releasing on March 11th, even though it is a cross-gen and on PC as well. It's their most hyped game. Okay. So yeah, I'll talk about the drought real quick. So yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One are going to have a similar drought, if not worse than the Wii U had. And the people that have those systems will definitely feel that drought. I think the reason why Nintendo's getting it so bad is because the Wii was already had less games, and basically there wasn't games leading up until the Wii U. And now that the Wii U has backwards compatibility, it's not like they can't Like, you know, like we couldn't. There was no games being released for the Wii, so we couldn't play those games on our Wii. We can just play some of the older games that were released. Now, the PS4 and Xbox One, they don't have backwards compatibility. But what the damage control was going to be from these people is, oh, well, I have my PSP to play in the meantime, you know. Or it's going to be, oh, well, the graphics, you know, they're just going to bring up some type of thing to damage control the fact that the PS4 and Xbox One are going to have a game drought and are going to have a severe lacking of games and have ports. I mean, you're already seeing it. The PS4 and Xbox One have so many ports, have not that many original games. I mean, look at the PS4. The PS4 only has Killzone and Knack as far as first party, you know, exclusives go. And then they have some, like, they have downloadable stuff like Warframe, and they have like Resogun, you know, but the Wii U had Trine and Nano Assault and had downloadable games at launch too. Nano Assault was exclusive. They had exclusive downloadable games as well, and you know that wasn't getting into this play. But I've seen so many PS4 fans say, "Oh, well, Resogun," you know, even though that Killzone and Knack aren't that great, and Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. Overall are better than Killzone and Knack combined as far as review scores and as far as the game goes, critical reception. I think even sales-wise, Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. Are better games than Knack and Killzone as far as first party goes. So Microsoft is in a little bit different situation because Microsoft's system is so expensive, and they actually do have quite a bit of games. They have Crimson Dragon. They do have a few other games that launch. They have Dead Rising. They do have some games with some beef in it, not just like a shooter and a really bad platformer like PlayStation has, like the PS4 has. They have Dead Rising, which there's going to be content in the game. They do have Forza, although, you know, like I said, the whole $20 passes. They have Rise. I don't think that game's good. People are going to buy it based on graphics alone. They do have those games. They do have Crimson Dragon. They do have some exclusives that they can carry into. They can push and promote, and you know they're going to use the social features. Like Microsoft is going to damage control with social. Like, oh well, there's the NFL, and oh well, it's not just for games. You can do other stuff, you know. So Microsoft has given themselves an out, whereas Sony has said, oh well, we're predominantly games focused. Well, when those games aren't coming, that's going to be a problem for them, you know. And Nintendo's going to have plenty of games. They have their games coming, and they have Donkey Kong coming pretty soon here before the Xbox One and PS4 get their next big game. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how these things shake up. And yeah, there is a big game drought, and yeah, it's going to affect the sales, and it's going to affect Microsoft and Sony. So, but yeah, you'll see the typical damage control from everybody. It's not going to be anything different. Remember, most people that get online and talk about these games and stuff, most of them are Sony, Microsoft fans, so a lot of them don't like Nintendo. All right, good main topic to talk about though. Good thing, you know, I talked about it, so yeah, that's it. All right, next main topic. I forgot who this was from because I was just putting up. I forgot to put the name, but whoever put in this main topic, you're gonna know. The person who knows did it. Thank you for sending in your main topic. Is it time for Nintendo to make some drastic measures to get more third-party support? Honestly, in my opinion, I really don't think Nintendo is doing enough or anything at all to get more games on the Wii U. I mean, where's the good games like Ultra Street Fighter 4, Strider, or even Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2? We've been giving petitions and campaigns to get certain games on the console, and nothing is ever achieved. And Nintendo has not done anything to press those companies to not give us gift versions of the game. Where's my DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 Ubisoft? Okay, so first of all, you're doing. I'm gonna correct what some of the things that you're doing. You're doing guesswork. You're saying Nintendo has not done anything to press those companies to not give us gift versions. Since when? How do you know? If Nintendo is not going to tell us, we've been telling these third-party companies to make better games for our system, and they're just not doing it. Ubisoft is not going to say, you know what, Nintendo came to us, or Nintendo hasn't been coming to us and saying anything. That's not happening. They're not going to say it, even if it was. So for you to sit here and say that Nintendo's not been doing anything as far as to get third parties to not put better ports, that's not true. That's just not true, and there's no way you can prove that. The next thing that I want to talk about as far as Ultra Street Fighter 4, well, that's not coming. Then Capcom already said they don't have the budget to make Ultra Street Fighter 4 on next gen system. So it's not Ultra Street Fighter 4 is not coming to the PS4 or Xbox One. So, and it's not coming to the Wii U. Capcom doesn't have the budget to it. As far as Strider goes, and as far as Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, both of those are I guess from budgeting. With Castlevania, the developer said, "Oh well, we don't have the budget, to put a Wii U version in there, and we're looking to put it out on the platforms with the biggest install bases. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 isn't coming on the PS4 or Xbox One either. So that's another thing. That's not coming on those systems either. As far as Strider goes, that is coming on the other systems, but that's made by Double Helix. Double Helix is a piece of crap, and they don't like Nintendo systems. Now, should Nintendo money hat to get those games on their system? No, they should not money hat to get the games that you mentioned on their system. Those games that you mentioned, no. Nintendo should not pay them to get a port on their system. No, absolutely not. Because then all these third parties are going to start asking for handouts. And as far as like other third-party games go, Nintendo tried to get third-party games. At the beginning, they had a bunch of third-party games, and people just laughed at them. They laughed at Darksiders, they laughed at Mass Effect, they laughed at all these games, and they were gimped ports. Nintendo can't sit here and develop these games for them. They can't sit there, they can't hand them money, and if they hand them money and the port's not as good, then what? You know what I'm saying? Nintendo will hand out money for exclusives, like Monster Hunter, like Lego City, like Bayonetta 2, like The Wonderful 101, like those games. They're going to hand out money for that. They're not going to hand out money for third-party games that could potentially be gimped on their system. And if you say they're not doing enough, maybe they could be doing more, but we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. A lot of these third-party publishers just don't want to put their games on Wii U. Nintendo shouldn't be handing out money because Microsoft and Sony are handing out money. So they should not be doing that. Now, could they do a little bit more potentially? But like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We really don't know what Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's bending over backwards for indie developers to get their games on the system. So I'm thinking if Nintendo's doing that, I'm pretty sure Nintendo tried to get third-party developers. I mean, they were pushing third party at the beginning. Nintendo even tried to get EA on board, but EA stabbed them in the back. So I think Nintendo's trying, but I think at this point with the industry, I just think that the industry, a lot of the major third-party Western developers don't want to publish on Nintendo's system. They're also afraid of Nintendo's first-party games. They feel that Nintendo fans don't buy their games. So I don't know what else Nintendo can do from that point other than money hatting. And that would be the worst thing, because if you money hat every single game and the ports end up being given, you just end up losing in the end. So Nintendo ends up losing in the end. So no, Nintendo doesn't need to do drastic measures to get third-party support like money hatting. That's what I'm guessing. So if you have a problem with Nintendo if you have a problem with the Wii U, or if you have a problem with Nintendo not getting enough games, then sell your Wii U or just play games on the PS4 and Xbox One. And no DLC for Assassin's Creed. I don't, dude, whatever. Just skip the other version. I mean, like, the Wii U version, it has a game. It's complete. The PS4 version gets exclusive DLC. Sony money had it for that. I mean, if you like Assassin's Creed, the game already has enough content. You don't need the DLC in there. I mean, honestly, I don't think you really need it. I really don't think. I think there's enough content in there. And if you like the Wii U, if you like the off-TV play and the features that they've added to the Wii U version of the game, then just get the Wii U version. The DLC is not a really big deal. If you have the Xbox people aren't getting the PlayStation DLC. So I mean, it's whatever, man. And here's the next main topic. Upon reading that Walmart may be pulling, this story is 100% crap, by the way. Walmart's not pulling Wii U's. I don't know why you're following troll bait. Well, Walmart. I went to Walmart the other day. We have 3 Walmarts. We have 3 super Walmarts in where I live. I live about an hour away from Los Angeles. We have 3 super Walmarts in where I live, and none of them have pulled their Wii U stock. Super Walmarts in a big town. There's over 600,000 people that live here, or 500,000 people. They're not pulling the Wii U. And basically he gives, should Nintendo change their tune as far as the game? And he's saying, should they ditch the gamepad, or ditch the gimmick and add the Pro Controller? No, they shouldn't do that, because if they do that, it basically becomes just a really powerful Xbox 360. There's nothing unique that puts the system out in the light, and I think that games really enhancing the gamepad. The next thing says focused all their advertising efforts on Wii U and not the 3DS for a change. It's not necessarily that Nintendo's focusing all their advertising efforts on the 3DS. I've been seeing a ton of commercials on Wii U games. It's just that the 3DS has more games than the Wii U, so therefore Nintendo is putting out commercials for those games. You have Mario Party, you have Fire Emblem. There's just more stuff for the 3DS. The 3DS is just a hot selling item. It has Pokemon. It just has bigger franchises as of right now. Whereas the biggest franchise right now on the Wii U is Mario and Zelda. The 3DS has Mario Kart. The 3DS has Pokemon. The 3DS has Fire Emblem. The 3DS has Animal Crossing. The 3DS just has more games for it. Next year, when Nintendo gets more games on the Wii U, you're going to start seeing that. Nintendo likes to advertise their games, not just the system. So I just think that's going to be a natural thing. And then his last option would be make a new console instead of and move all the games currently in development for that new machine. No, no, that's absolutely false. So all of your ideas that you put here, I don't really think none of them are a viable thing. Nintendo just needs to continue making their games and releasing their games, and when those good games come out, like the next Zelda, like Shin Megami Tensei, like Mario Kart, advertise those games on Wii U, and they need to continue advertising the 3DS. Don't just because the 3DS is doing well, it's not just that doesn't mean you forget about it. Nintendo needs the 3DS to do well. Nintendo needs to continue marketing the 3DS. And continue, because there's an uphill battle that they have to face against like smartphones and tablets. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't think that smartphones and tablets are going to overtake the 3DS doesn't mean that Nintendo needs to be just like say, oh well, it's selling well, let's just not advertise and let's just put everything on Wii U. Absolutely not. Continue marketing the 3DS. It has more games. It has better games right now. It has more franchises. And the competition isn't as stiff as far as dedicated gaming devices, so market the 3DS. And when the games come for Wii U, market the Wii U. You know what I'm saying? They have more marketing now, so definitely the marketing is getting better. I've been seeing, like I said, I've seen a ton of commercials myself. So yeah, just continue marketing the games that come out for the system, and I think things will be okay. All right, so that basically wraps it up for all the main topics that we have here. I'm going to put my computer down for a second. That was fantastic, and now it comes to the end of the show where we have a big announcement, a huge announcement, and the big announcement is my new PE reviews channel. Of course, you guys know I've been marketing it for a while now, but now I am going to be doing Let's Plays. I am going to join the Let's Play community, and I'm going to be doing Let's Plays all the time on my PE reviews channel. This is a big thing and a big commitment for me, just because I have to run a website and I have to do Let's Plays. And the first game that I'm going to be doing a Let's Play on is The Wonderful 101 on hard mode. And my next game that I'll be doing a Let's Play on is Super Mario 3D World. So you guys can expect that. Hopefully I can get The Wonderful 101 Let's Play done before Super Mario 3D World comes out. If not, I'm going to stop doing the Wonderful 101 Let's Play and get the Super Mario 3D World Let's Play. But you guys can expect those Let's Plays on my channel next week, the PE Reviews channel. I want everybody watching this to head over to my PE Reviews channel. It'll be in the description below. Follow the link and subscribe, because you are going to start getting Let's Plays and, of course, reviews, news, and all that good stuff. But the big announcement is the Let's Plays are coming with full commentary, not just me playing the game, but full commentary in there of full games, so you guys can see what the game is about. I'll give my impressions at the end of it, and it's going to be, I'm going to have a great time. It's going to be very fun. Big commitment from me, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, the first game is going to be The Wonderful 101 on hard playthrough, and Super Mario 3D World next, and more games will be coming in the future, and you guys will be able to pick the game too. So it's going to be fantastic. And remember, it can be 360 or Wii or Wii U. I have a bunch of different games. I'll give you guys options of what you guys want me to play. So the first one, of course, Wonderful 101. The next one, Super Mario 3D World. And from then on, I will say, hey, I have a Donkey Kong, or I can play Bayonetta, or I can play Batman Arkham Origins, or whatever. And you guys will be able to pick the next Let's Play that I do. So it's going to be very fun. That was the big announcement. Hopefully you guys like it. Like I said, please head over to the description below. Subscribe to my PE Reviews channels. Those Let's Plays are going to be starting up by next week. Hopefully I can get that up. It might even be done. I might even have my first episode by Sunday. Who knows? I'm going to bust it. But thank you for everybody watching this. I had a fantastic time answering all your questions. Some of you guys asked, well, when's the next live stream? And when I get a better mic, which I'm going to be getting pretty soon here, that's when we're going to do my next live stream. So I'll let you guys know about that. Make sure you check out Playeressence.com all weekend for all your news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who asked a question. I think I got everybody's question in there. Thank you so much. Continue checking out Playeressence.com. Like this video, share with your friends, subscribe. Go over to my PE Reviews channel, subscribe to my PE Reviews channel. Everybody that's on here, because trust me, we're going to have a ton of fun with the Let's Plays. You guys are going to be, there's going to be a ton of fan interaction. Trust me, it's going to be very, very, very cool. And more big things coming to Playeressence.com. And of course, the t-shirts, I'm going to be working on that. Look out for that questionnaire probably next week, as far as pricing, as far as what designs and what you guys want. That will be going up. And yeah, that pretty much ends the show here. Thank you, like I said, for everybody who put in a question, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.